let's get started with OpenApps. I'll just create a new directory where we'll have everything. I'll change into it, and then I'll just follow the directions that we have here. So copy this, which clones the repo, and then do this, which installs all the stuff.
Maybe for the people that are listening, UV-Sync is a Conda alternative that we used here because essentially just installs everything in parallel, and that goes much, much faster.
And you saw this took just a couple of seconds, really, very fast.
And there's a torch install in there.
Yep.
If you're on a MacBook, like UV installs via brew install, but you can also just use the curl commands.
Yeah, I've used this first one successfully on a lot of systems, so it's a good go-to.
Maybe the most recommendable one.
Yeah. Okay, so now we've got our environment installed. You saw how easy and quick that was. We now launch OpenApps, and so we just copy this. And what this will do is it'll spin up a local version of the OpenApps that I can now open in my browser. In the meantime, what we'll plan to do is once we are able to launch OpenApps is set up an agent to do a task for us. And there's a random click agent that you don't need an API key for or a fancy LLM. It just clicks on a random button and you can watch it do this. Or there's if you want to call your favorite model, you just have to have the API key that you pay for.
Yeah. If you want more instructions to what kind of agents you can use, we actually cover a lot of agents. You can just go on the OpenApps agents tab here, and then you see we support any VLLM agent, OpenAI, Azure, and AWS. And so you can just configure that to your liking and then use those agents. In the tutorial, we're just going to use a very simple OpenAI client.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, VLLM is nice in that it's a local foundation model, so you're not giving data to OpenAI or Anthropic. You're keeping you can have also local LLMs here.
Oh, you mean the VLM lets you host local models? But I think it's also in theory you can also use it to get OpenAI client.
Okay.
So I think in the beginning we used it even VLM for the OpenAI client.
Cool. Okay, now back to what we did. So all we did was UV run launch, and we see now we have a URL. It's in localhost that hosts all the apps that we have for OpenApps. And so we have our to-do list, our calendar, and you see these are fully interactive actual calendars where you can go into events, delete them, edit them, etc. We have our Maps app where you can go and zoom in and get real data about locations and say New York and save things into your favorites. What else? We love the Messages app, of course, where you can live message and say, yeah, let's pretend we're Jan and we're going to say, Bob, do you want to play basketball? Oh, look, Bob wants to play on Saturday. You ready? So that's OpenApps. We have these regular apps that you would use every day for doing tasks like planning, messaging friends, etc. Now let's study how we might use an agent to let us to do tasks for us. That's kind of the promise of this amazing new idea around AI. So now I'm going to stop this local version, and instead of me clicking, I'm going to now ask GPT to do a task for me. Now that we know how to launch the apps, let's get an agent to do something for us. So make sure you already install Chromium so that you can see the agent live operating and so on. And then for GPT-4 agent, you need an API key. So make sure you export it. I've already done this here by doing export API key and then copying my API key in there. Now, I want to see the agent solve the task live, so I'm going to make sure I add this headless equal to false argument.
Are we using ChatGPT 4.0 or 5 right now?
I think we'll use 5.
Okay.
So we're advanced.
Okay, no, nice.
So we'll do that, and we'll update the name so that we're using actually the very latest one, which is 5.1.
Cool.
The task will be add meeting with Denise.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to add this last part of the argument, which says, don't run into the background, actually show me what the agent is doing live, which I think would be pretty cool.
Oh, that's such a nice feature of Browser Gym. Like, just imagine you wanna. I mean, we're gonna see it pop up in a minute, but I just love that so much. If you just want to prototype an idea you have really quick, like you just make a change to your environment or your prompt or whatever, and then you can just like live executing that. So
It's great.
I really love that. Browser gym people, well done.
It helps when you build on good tools.
Mm-hmm.
Makes our lives easy. Okay, so now give it a second. It should be starting the whole set of apps. And then once those are started, we'll see a message that says, now launching the agent. So here we go, proceeding to run the agent.
Do you have to do anything? Oh no, everything
No.
just pops up.
It just
Oh,
pops
that's
up.
nice.
And so, wow, so now
And then
I'm
the
up
other, like-
here in my hands. I'm not touching it. This is the agent filling out the forms, which is really, really cool. So Dennis Bob is the title. We'll see if it gets the date correct.
And there's like two windows popping up. Is
And
that
there's
the other
another window,
Oh, okay.
which is here, which is showing me live what the agent is actually thinking and where it's clicking, which is very cool. You can also see this in the command line here, where you see what's being passed exactly. So it'll be in the logs in safety. Okay.
So one thing you will see is that in our configs, there is a maximum number of steps. It's also classified there, n steps, right? And when you have a task that is more complex, you need more than just 10 steps. Remember, any step is like something like one click here. So let's say you do something in a calendar and it's like 5 months from now, and there's no like option to just jump like 5 steps ahead. It like will go forward, 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 and every time it like clicks on this forward button, like to advance 1 month in the calendar, it's like one action. So 10 actions is actually not a lot of actions. It's usually just like a test mode we use. In I think most benchmarking scenarios, we use at least 100 actions.
Yep. And so that's a variable that you can just set right in our config. So if you look at the configs here for the agent, there should be a specification that tells you all kinds of stuff, like the actions that you want to define for the agent, the inputs you give it, the format, the original prompt that says you're an agent, do this and this. And so that's how that works.
Alrighty. So I would say, you know what? Like,
maybe one other feature to talk about is 1DB. What do you think?
Oh, right.
We love this. So when we were launching lots of experiments and we wanted to collect and track them, we set the flag use 1DB equal to true. And what this showed us was a whole panel that then captured the many runs so that we could gather those results and slice and dice.
So we have like what do you capture in 1DB? We capture the screenshots of every action. We capture the actions itself. We capture the thoughts of the LLM.
And all so the configs you use to launch with too.
Right, the configs, the GitHub hash, right? So you know exactly where you're. And the nice way, like I would say, 1DB is super useful, not if for this like rapid prototyping that we just showed here, but if you have like, you know, like 10,000, 100,000 of runs, then it's really nice to like look at like trajectories in tandem in 1DB. So that's super nice. I would say for rapid prototyping, why don't we show like how you could rapid prototype? Let's say you want to make a change in the environment, see how the agent, or like in a task or in an environment, and see how the agent reacts to that.
Let's do it.
So how would you like just go through the configs?
That's a great idea. Man, maybe we could change the appearance of the apps or something.
Yeah.
You want to try the dark theme, which we know is a little bit harder?
Yeah, let's try the dark theme.
Or
and maybe
else.
no, dark theme is great.
Okay. Let's do it.
And maybe we can like change the task slightly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? Experimenting. We'll try to play with the dark theme, and maybe we'll do a different task, like adding an item to a to-do list. So to do that, I have a command ready to go, where we have the appearance that we've exported.
But we also want the head again, right?
Yes, you're right. So export dark theme. We have the task. Now add call mom to my to-do list. Nice. We're calling with GPT-5, and then let's make sure that we see the agent do it live, so we'll copy this headless part.
Excellent. I'm excited to see if it works.
Yeah, me too. Let's see if it can do the task.
And so there are like 3 things that we can watch. Like one is the terminal, of course.
Yep.
Well, there's a lot of dense information. Just for now, it's going to be fun to watch the.
It'll be fun to do it live.
The environment and then also the agent and how it thinks about stuff.
Totally. And what we should expect is the start page should be dark themed. Now compared to what we were doing earlier, we adjusted the look. Come on. Okay, here we go. So it just popped up. The landing page is dark themed. This is its thinking here on the left. And let's see if, it added call mom. Let's see if it submits it.
Click.
It submitted it.
Oh.
Done. So that was seamless. It did a very good job. And we see here the cumulative reward is 1.
Right. How many steps did it take?
It really only took 3 steps.
It took only
which
3
is the
steps.
minimum. It went to the to-do list app, typed, and clicked.
GPT-5. Good
really
job.
Perfect. Good.
Also, like if you
do we want to try it now without? So that was really nice, but we are cheating a bit in that we're giving GPT-5 access to the text.
Right. We can do a screenshot only.
Do you want to try that?
What I just want to point out something for people. So when we saw the thinking mode, right, and then you see click 24, for example, what's happening there is it has access to the AX tree. And the AX tree bits you can typically see somewhere in this printout. So here you see sort of what GPT is seeing, right? So GPT gets the accessibility tree, and those are it says oh, look, there's a heading that says open to-dos, and it has the bit 18. And so when it clicks on bit 24, it's the add button, right? So this is the last thing it did before it achieved its reward.
Yeah.
So that's just for you to know where these numbers are coming from.
That's a very good point. And this is why it's a little bit cheating, because we're giving very simplified text representations of the HTML. Ideally, we want agents that use apps without relying on this cheating. They use them like humans do, by looking at the screenshot and figuring out where to click. That's what UITARs and more specialized models do. And what we noticed in our research, even the best models like GPT tend to do quite poorly when they don't have access to the text.
Oh, right. We can test GPT-5 though, because our paper was on GPT-4.
Ah, good point.
So
let's try it.
So GPT-5 might actually be better at navigating screenshots. Who knows? Yeah. So we actually don't know the result out of that experiment yet either. What we do have to do is when we get these accessibility trees, you get the numbers, right? And then the actions GPT can take is also based on these so-called bits and these numbers.
Right.
If it's screenshot based, it has to answer in coordinates.
Got it. So maybe it makes sense at some point for us to show everyone how UITARs would handle this. But I guess that's for an upcoming video.
Right. I'm just saying we also have to change the bits now. When we used screenshot only.
Yeah. No, meaning we shouldn't run it. We should just...
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's good.
All right. I mean, I guess that is all you need to know to start out prototyping with OpenApps. Well, if you have more things that you want us to show, you can comment that below.
That's right.
And we'll try to, serve everybody's interests.
And check out our landing page to get started and play around with with OpenApps.
Okay. I guess have fun, do research, contribute to the repository if you want, and help us make agents more reliable.
Awesome.